Welcome everybody to the foothills of Mount Fuji in Oyama, Japan for the round 4 of the APTORA MAK-CORP Group C Championship, brought to you by APTORA and hosted here at Sim Racing Online. Today is round 4 in this 6-round series. We are getting ready for qualifying, and it's currently in the last throes of practice here. Checking out who's at the top of the leaderboard is Nick Westy, leading the championship so far. Maddie Shepard is right up there with him, as you can see by these times. And yeah, we are in for a treat today. Nice sunshine after last week's rainy Silverstone, typical British weather. We are now in beautiful Japan at the foothills of Mount Fuji to watch some great epic racing here today. So glad you joined us, and we'll be getting ready to start here soon. Qualification will be underway in just a matter of minutes. Kind of get a look at what's been going on here. So you got the photos in that beautiful MRG skin. Looks like he's running a little hot. He's obviously in a qualification trim. So you can see he's heating up there. The brakes are pretty hot too. Who else is out on track? Johnny Gutierrez, who was looking like he was going to take the victory at Silverstone, and then had a DNF with the last third of the race to go. Well, it's unfortunate for him. Put him back a little bit in the points, but yet still in reach. These points are up for grabs in this. The top 10 spot get points, so it is a battle. Take a look at those right now. See right here, Nick Westy is leading with 50 points. Maddie Shepard right there in second place. Right behind him, Robin Taylor in third place, just a point behind Maddie. You can see how they get 10 points. And then there's Gutierrez and Hightree that are right there together. Oh, that's it. The session is changing. So with that said, get rid of this and get into the action. So 15-minute qualification session. I believe that it is also in private. So these guys are going to be going out by themselves with no traffic to get a nice, clean, clear lap. Also, I wanted to mention before they get rolling here, the team championship is also pretty tight. I mean, tight, but an 18-point difference, but with 10 points possible, you know, from 2 possible teammates. But Black Cat Motorsports is in the lead with 41 points. Flying Crowbars in second place with 23, and GEAR, John Vandergeest's team, is in third place. But MRG just 1 point behind them. They currently have 12, and MRG has 11. Then there's Team Solitude with 1 point, 1 championship point. Which I mean, this is like Formula One, so it is tough to get a point. You need to be proud of every point you get in this because the competition is fierce. And with only a few points being handed out per race, you really got to be there to get one. So it's an effort. Kind of get a look at this Fuji circuit here. 16 turns here today. Most of them are to the right. Some lefties in there too. It's not even, but they do throw some nice turns in here. This historic track. This place was built, I think it was 1960s early, and it was used for the FIA World Sports Car Championship in the 80s. And originally managed by Mitsubishi Estate, but they ran out of dough, and then Toyota acquired it in 2000. And they've hosted, you know, Formula One championships, I think in 2007 and 2008. But then that currently went back to Suzuka, which is owned by Honda. So in the Super GT Fuji 500 kilometer race is still held here at what they call Golden Week. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And this track does have one of the longest straights in all of the circuits. It's nearly just under a mile, 0.99 some of a mile, and whatever kilometers that is. I read it a minute ago, and I just can't remember the number, but it's just under 15, I think. And 14.9 something kilometers. But anyway, just about a mile of a straightaway, which is amazing. They also use this for drag racing, they use that straight for drag racing a lot too. So, anyway, Nick Westy, you can see no laps have been set yet, so he is purple in Sector 1. We might as well ride it out with him since he did have one of the fastest times in practice. We'll see if he sets a lap that the other drivers can aim for, as he's putting down a pretty good lap right here. This really technical part of the track here. There was in the early versions of this track, like I said, it was originally a NASCAR Japan project, and they were going to build an oval here, and they started the oval, and then they ran out of money and wasn't able to complete it, and that's when the other owners took over and decided to complete the course and turn it into a road circuit. So that's how that ended up. But man, it was very deadly. There a few drivers lost their lives here. So we got a 125.36 up there. So let's check out who else is contention. Maddie Shepard. What a battle 2 weeks ago. If you guys watched that race in the rain, Maddie was just driving her heart out in that race. She did manage to finish fourth. She led a few laps and battled and battled and battled. You know, that race was originally won in the rain by Tony Talvitier. Nick Westy got second, which boosted him up into the first place championship. And for Tony, it was, I think, his first event of the series, as he's been away for most of these. But it did rack him up enough points to get him up there with the win. Gave him the 10. So, as you saw, those points that we showed you earlier, that shows Tony currently in 6th place with that one event with a win, and he got the 20 points. So good on Tony. Who else we got out here? I'll give you a little cheat here. See, there's Nick Westy again. Let's run down the list here. In fact, Tony Talvitier himself is out on track right now, so let's go check him out in that beautiful APTORA. Let's see if we can bring up the car data so we can kind of get an idea where they're braking when they're... Is that going to come up? No, it doesn't come up in qualifying. All right. It comes up in the driver box, so we're not going to worry about it as he gives up on that lap. But he is about a second and a half off. So who else we got up there? Let's check out Randy Merrick, MRG, in that beautiful corn-fed Sauber. Looks like he's got the radiator down tight, putting up the speed. He's about 3 seconds off on that first preliminary, but take a look at some of these, the way these guys coming in and out of these turns. Stay quiet on some of these inboards. Good looking car. Yellow in Sector 1. His teammate Costas Contosaurus, another beautiful skin. And let's see, get a look at the sponsors here. I want to get that back view. Here it comes. There, okay, Big Rapid. There is the phone number for MRG Group Racing. So just wanted to throw that out there. What a beautiful skin. Crazy stuff going on there. Very nice. He's on an outlap. John Vandergeest, another one of our Sim Racing Online hosts, and he is the sponsor for this series, or the host, rather. APTORA is our sponsor. He's driving that, as you can tell by the scream, that Mazda. Also on a lap, and here he's starting his first time lap. Westy's still on top, as you can see, but only by half a second, as Maddie has put in a ripper. So let's check out Robin Taylor, who's also in the mix here. Some really, really very nice practice laps. But he is on an out lap, so let's jump down the list here, see what we can take a look at. Let's see the Scobbler. That other APTORA skin. Look, a little bit yellow on the yellow. Probably not his best effort yet. But It is halfway through qualifying, so let's see what he does here since we're watching him. Still only 2+ seconds off the pace, which is pretty good. These guys are tightening up. I think it's a real evens it up. He did jump up a little bit. He got himself ahead of Merrick there. So let's find Caitlin Penny. She's out there. Let's give it a look. Caitlin put up a fierce battle again 2 weeks ago as well. All these guys really had a tough race in the rain, man. It was brutal. You guys saw any of that? It was something to watch. So she's starting her ripper. Check back on her when it gets a little closer. Let's find Johnny Gutierrez. Yellow and yellow again. She is currently sitting third. Very nice. As Shepard just put out. Oh, she just put that lap ahead. 1:24.9, some 3/10 over Westy. So let's see where Westy is. If Westy's got a chance. Okay, Westy's on a ripper here. He just started. Oh, that's going to cost him a couple of tenths there. As you can see, he's gone yellow in sector 1. So a little bit of hopping and skipping and jumping. Trying to get down and get a good look at everybody. Let's find Barrett Erickson. Here's Barrett in the Mazda. Racing for a Bad Voice Racing. No, surprised they only have one driver in this championship. They're usually pretty permanent, but I guess the timing is everything, you know, in sim racing. We got real world things we got to deal with. So currently just about 5 seconds off the pace, and he's on an outlap now. Let's check if Westy's going to have anything. Nope, he's yellow in the yellow. So Tony Talavitier, our winner from last week, is parking it. Okay, Jean Van der Geest, that screaming Mazda. He had a great sector 1 there. You can see he was half a second quicker than his previous lap. And it does put him up in the top 10, so currently 7th on that lap. Jason Whited down here. He's on an outlap. And Freddie Hall, another MRG teammate. He's starting a ripper there. So let's see, we got a couple guys in the pit. Freddie, who's usually very competitive in these races. Really good stuff. So he's out on that. Jacob Smythe as well. Another MRG teammate. You got those really colorful skins, the MRG guys, good guys. And Philip Pilcher, our Mercedes. We remember him from previous championships. He's in the Merc. He's holding up the back end there, keeping everybody honest. All right, let's jump back to Johnny and see where he's at now. He's going to start a fresh lap. Into turn 1, heavy on the brakes. Then turn 2, and then here, this is called the Coca-Cola kink here. This is the lefty, one of the few lefts. They mixed it up pretty good here. And then this big right 100R is what it's listed as, whatever they haven't submitted that means. And then this is the patented hairpin on the track right here, or the tightest turn. But also Panasonic is a very tight turn, and that is the last turn 16 up at the top of the hill. If anybody's raced this track before, you know that whole little section there, 13, 14, 15, and 16 is really, really tricky. As he's into 10 and 11 here, this little kink, 11, turn 12, and here's what I'm talking about. 13 here, you really, really got to be on your game right through this section. And this is, let's see, well, it's not showing the data because we're in quali mode, but I like to see what gear these guys are in. And this is Panasonic. This is so tough here. It's a very, very tight right-hander. You got to get it just right to get on the gas on the way out. And then you're down this beautiful, long, almost a mile-long straight where you can just wind these babies up. And let's see if he batters himself. He's currently in 4th. Is he going to move it up? He does not. Stays back. So Taylor, Westy, and Shepard Shepard's back out. I'm really curious as to how Freddie's going to do. Uh-oh, what happened? I lost half the field here on my list. Uh-oh. That's not good. Got the top 5. What's going on here? I can't. Do we have a disconnect? I'm showing only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars on track here. This is not good. Freddie Hell, Jacob Smythe, Philip Pilcher. I'm showing them on the tower there, but I do not have them on my live list. It looks like half the field has disconnected. So with that, we're gonna have to figure this out. Oh man, let me switch this off and back on. Put it back on and see what it gets. See, it shows all the cars that are grayed out on that list. The only ones I see are the ones that have numbers in front of them. So I have a feeling that something happened here. We will have to get to the bottom of this. Currently, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See, I don't have Shepard. Oh, that's it. And quali is over, so I'm very curious to see what happened here. Okay, here they are here. They're showing up here. There's Talvitier, but they're not showing up. There's 4, Gutierrez, Taylor, Westy. But my game panel, refresh overlays. I'm going to try that, see what happens. Nope. Wow. What in the heavens to Betsy? I don't have my broadcast page working. I am going to try to refresh it. So let's just see what happens here. Hold on to your hats, everybody. Going to refresh the page. All right, there we go. I'm back in action. Holy canola oil. That was frightening. All right. Woo. Okay, now let's get the result. I want to get the starting order set. Okay, there we go. Let's try how that works. Dang it. Let me get you something else to look at here. That's no bueno. There we go. Okay, turn these labels off. Very strange what happened there. So anyway, thanks for bearing with me. As I think it's still working. Are we stuck in time here? There we go. Warm up. All right. Hopefully everybody will be alive now. Let's see what's going on. Somebody come out. There we go. Okay, I hear an engine. This is good. RF2 is doing RF2 things. There we go. All right, Merrick looks like he's heading out. Okay, phew. Don't scare me like that, RF2. All right, warm up. So, like I was saying about this track, Fuji, it originally was designed as an oval. Believe that or not, they started to put it together as an oval with NASCAR style races in Japan. It was originally designed with 400 kilometers, about 2.5 mile banked super speedway. But then, like I said, there wasn't enough money to complete the project, and only one of the bankings was completed. And I have a picture of that, and I want to show it to you how it looks in its current state. So check this out. This is the current, this is the bank, what it looked like. And this is, people died here. This is crazy stuff, man. This is for real. And that's what it looked like originally. So that was your Japan Oval wannabe. Crazy stuff. Alright, seems like everything's back in order here. Let's go with the driver box. Oh my gosh, that was frightening. Okay, now if I kick this car, now we should be able to see a little bit of input. There we go. So now you can see, sometimes this causes a little bit of lag on my software, but it's all good. It's not the computer's fault. It's just our few things, but I love being able to watch the gears and speed. Look at that, 200 miles an hour, 204. 6. He's going to hit before he's hard on the brakes. Take a turn 1 into second gear, as you can see there. Good stuff. Nicely done. So let me see if this starting order went down because of my glitch. I'm gonna check here to see if this worked. So we should have, yeah, there it is. Okay, that all worked. So that is, there's your pole. Second and third. So good job, Taylor. John de Gutierrez right there on the outskirts. Tony Talavitier, last 2 weeks ago winner, in 5th, and Costas Constantinoris 6th. Matej Dastrabler in 7th. And there's Hightree, Penny, Brown, and Merrick in that mid-pack. Expect some really tight racing in there. I know these guys are gonna, and gals are really gonna be putting their foot down on this. And there's Freddie Hill, Jacob Smythe, Jason Whited, and Barrett Erickson. And then Philip Pilcher will be bringing up the tail end there, keeping everybody honest. So good deal there for those guys. As we're running out of time here, Merrick puts in a nice quick, one of the only laps in warm-up here. About a minute left. Look at these guys screwing on. Now, 90 minutes of racing, so a nice hot day like this, we'll see what happens with the tires and the fuel consumption. I know we're going to see some pit stops. Let's hope we don't have a whole bunch of yellows. I mean, there is pretty much a lot of room on this track, but still. There's Telvitier and that beautiful APTORA, blue and green and white. Ah, 128.7. That's probably Tony. That's probably full of fuel. As practice is down to the last 30 seconds, or the warm-up, I should say, and we will be ready to go racing. Some of the 2D spectators around the track here. We get ready for round 4. Go it's down. Here comes somebody. All right, and that's going to do it. And now we're getting ready for one of the most famous sounds in sim racing, all the way back to your RF1 days. The original call out is still in there, and I love it. And we are about to hear it.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
Yes, all the non-essential personnel leave the grid now. I love that. All right, so we are set. We are ready to get this baby rolling. Come on, Westy, get out there. Why do I pick the guys that aren't on our track yet? There we go. Uh-oh, don't jump it. Dude, Maddie, she's gonna get a drive-through. Oh, you know she's got a penalty. Maddie! Come on. That's a tough break. It's a manual formation lap. And what we do at Sim Racing Online is we'll let it start because we don't trust the actual rolling start. We just let it go. We add a couple minutes to the race. That's why it's 1:32 instead of just 1:30 for the 90 minutes. And then the race starts when the leader crosses the line on rolling through that lap one. But in this case, Maddie she pretty much just hurt herself bad there. Jumping that start, she's going to have to do a drive-through. And that's going to not come out too good. In the result, she's going to be fighting from the back. So she does have 4 or 5 laps, I think, to complete that. So she might race a little bit and then come in and serve it. I don't know, but that was just a mental error that is going to cost her dearly. So we will see how that develops as we move down the line here, checking the drivers out. Get everybody in on here. Bill Brown there. There's Freddie Hall in that other MRG. Brightly colored yellow, fire red. The MRG banner up there on the window, nice. Jacob Smythe right behind him in the fire. So a couple teammates here towards the tail end here. Getting ready to try to get into that top 10. And there is Barrett, Erickson, and Mazda. And Filcher's going to be in the work, bringing up the tail end. He's a survivor, I tell you. Philip will be there in the end, you watch. As we're going down the straightaway and the race is on. And is Shepard going in? Yep, she's going in. She's going to serve her penalty. That's going to put Westy out in front with a nice lead. A really good start there. Very clean. Of course, it's all spread out. We've got Gutierrez currently in third. All right, I'll bring up the tower for y'all. So there we have it. And let's see, where is Shepard coming out dead last? Still in. Oh, she got to stop and go. Holy smokes. Wow. A stop and go for jumping the start. Oh, that was a killer, Maddie. All right, but you're back on track. Let's go. All right. You see, they're nice and spread out already. That avoids a lot of yellow, so that's a good thing. This Taylor's starting to close in a little bit on Westy's lead there. Let's just go back here a few cars back. Got a little battles here already. Look at this. High Tree, Costas, the Vandergeest teammates right behind them, or SRO mates. They're not teammates. High Tree and Gutierrez are both Flying Crowbar Racing. I think Mark is also, Vandergeest is his Shigi AR gear, as real as it gets. Sim racing. So yeah. Meanwhile, back in the back here, they ran down the straight. We got a little bit of a battle here. Whitehead and Smythe. Whitehead's looking for a way around as they head down the straight. So here we go. There's a drag race. Johnny Gutierrez looking at the inside. He's going to have the inside on this point. He's got the position. Oh, and he edges his way right through. He gets squeaking it into second place over Taylor. With Talvitier right behind the two of them. Westy enjoying his freedom out there in front as these three are fighting for third, fourth, and second here. That Talvitie's view. Looks like he's going to make a move on Taylor. He's trying to get Taylor set up well for the inside here. Oh, moving it over. It's going for the overrunner, and it does get in front. And Taylor let them through, but he does overshoot it a little bit, which gives Taylor an advantage from the back out of that. That 12, 13, 11, 12, 13 section. Really, really tough as you're heading into that 13, 14, 15, which is one of the hardest parts of this track. Right in here, you really have to nail that, or you're out of position for the next one. And this is that Panasonic. That tight right hand, we got the contact right there, and that's going to put Taylor off. Taylor's off, getting regained. Oh, a little bit of intermittent contact there. I tell you, there's not a lot of room there. You really have to fight that apex off to make it out to get on the gas. Most unfortunate for Taylor there. I didn't really see any wrong doing. It was a risky move looking to the inside there at that Panasonic 316. Not the easiest place to make a pass, but a place nonetheless. But as you saw, what happened, hopefully Taylor can regroup. No damage to the car. Right here, we got a battle here. This is for 4th and 5th. You got that's defending that. Vandergeest on his tail. Captain in front of them. So you see Captain in that lively colored rig just going out of the picture there. And there is Escobar. And Vandergeest right on his tail. So that's good. Meanwhile, back out in the points positions, Penny and Taylor, as we're just into the baby laps here. Just getting our tires hot. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on already. As Penny's taking a look. On the outside. Lots of opportunities. Oh, can she get around? Oh, and Taylor losing another spot. Getting it back to Penny, I should say. And there's High Tree right there. Now High Tree's going to have to duke it out. High Tree comes out on top on that kick. Right on. So High Tree puts himself up into 6th. Vandergeest right there with him. This is a tight group, this 5th through 9th right here. And I guess Taylor's falling off a little bit, but they're just behind him, 8th, 9th, and 10th. That's Penny, Phil Brown, and Caitlin. But High Tree defending. That's Cobbler. That's Cobbler's right in the middle of an SRO sandwich there with a couple of admins in front of him, behind him. Don't let that scare you. Just get her done. All right. This guy's defending Fieldy. Meanwhile, Gutierrez starting to close in a little bit. He's within a second and a half now of Westy. Westy. Very, very steady, stable, solid driver, man. He's tough to beat when he's out in front. All right, let's bring up a little bit of battle action here. You can kind of see what's going on. This will give you an idea who's where and what the gaps are. Right behind him, here's High Tree looking for a move on the inside. Oh, keep it clean. Nicely done. Big Rapids giving way there. This High Tree moves up another spot into 4th. So Mark on a roll. I know these Flying Crowbar guys have been doing a little bit of practice, and I am privy to some of the setup exchange conversations because I am the team owner. So I know these guys. Oh, come on out of there. Almost got him. Whew, got Mark is having his hands full back there, and he's actually going to get passed by that Cobbler. gets around Canosaurus, as you saw Canosaurus getting all out of sorts, but he's coming back on him. There's Costas. Be careful, Costas, they're just going to cost you. Now here's that tricky Sector 3. Awfully quiet in these inboards. I'm going to have to check those sound settings. Oh, we got High Tree. And Faber gets around High Tree for the main straight. Does High Tree have anything for him? He's looking for the slide. Taking that inside. High risk move there. He's got to slide out. And he does that very well. So High Tree giving up and then getting it back. Cobbler going back from the inside and puts himself in a good position right there. This is a drag race now into Coca-Cola. High Tree holding on, very nicely done. Oh, but he gets a little sideways there, losing. Sideways, I should say. He's just doing a little crop dusting, and that allows. Oh, we got a yellow sector 2. That's in front of these guys. Oh, what's that, these guys? High Tree just trying to make room, get room, and the Scobbler's gotten around him, and Canosaurus is giving him the business. High Tree now. Oh, so High Tree kind of got himself all out of sorts, but he's still maintaining that great torque and horsepower. Being able to keep it in front of Costas. For the time being, anyway. As they race down the straight. Let's check back here. We got Jason White and Smythe and Maddie Shepard now making their way through the field. Up to 13. She's got Jason White in her side. So she can get around here. Again, this is that tricky section. And then back to this High Tree battle. These guys go to the inside, and Canosaurus takes the position away. So that was a lap of exchanges there. The lap and a half, could quite eventful in the top 6 or 7 there. This High Tree went from 4th to 6th, back to 4th, then back to 6th. And you can see he's scrubbing off a lot of rubber there. So hopefully his tires won't become an issue. As you can see, that left rear is smoking a lot on those tight right-hand turns. So these guys are going to duke it out in front of him now. You got the MRG. Costas chasing down Matej. And we got a little, these things are tightening up in the front, so here is the battle for the lead, and it looks like Gutierrez got to Westy's bumper, but what's going to happen here down the straight? It looks like Westy is pulling away from Gutierrez. That would tell me that this is a low wing situation for Westy. And Gutierrez might be able to take advantage as the race goes on. And in the turns, he's going to have an advantage with a little bit more downforce. So let's see how that pans out. Meanwhile, his teammate, High Tree, still having a battle here for this 4th, 5th, and 6th position here. As you can see, Vanderkee's just in the foreground back there, or the background, I should say, comfortably in 7th. Just ahead of Taylor. There you can see that tire scrub. Look at that. Look at that left rear is really smoking as they get through that section. So let's hope that High Tree can keep it together. But Gutierrez is putting the pressure now. Here we are at the pointy end. Westy's going to have it, get his fenders out. That tricky section. 13, 14, and 15. And here is turn 60. Panasonic, they call it. All right, see if he's got anything for him down the straight. Because Westy just ran away from him last time. Let's see if he can stay with him. Yeah, he's trying to keep Johnny out of the draft, but wow. Look at Westy just pull away. So you can see that's that advantage. Goodyear just catching him in the turns. And then he runs away from him and down the straight. But we kind of battle here as well. 4th and 5th right here. Das Cobbler and Costazaris, the two names I cannot pronounce, and I do apologize for butchering your guys' name. You just got to get with me on the forum and we'll sort it out. So I can at least get closer. All right, let's jump back to the not so pointy end because we got some good racing going on in the back here. Merrick Erickson and Phil Brown all fighting for the last few spots at the end, and we got smoking. Who is that smoking? Is that Brown? Oh, keep off. Oh, got a little bit of contact. That's Erickson. Is that who that is? Yeah, Erickson and Brown. Using it up there. They're spread out a little bit. Okay, back to this battle in the corners. So this is the first place battle. You can see how Gutierrez kind of stuck with him, gets a little bit closer, but then down the straight, Westy just runs away from him. Cloud's coming in. So look at that, he just kind of disappears. So that's Vandergeest. So Costas got slowed up there. We don't know, but he was in that battle before. It looks like Vandergeest has gotten around, and Heitry is back in the fourth position. So I think these two had a mishap that we missed. As you can see, Heitry back and forth, so he's got a pretty good gap there. What happened to Das Gobler? He must have had it off because he's back a little bit now. And here is Caitlin Penny and Jason White having a little bit of a duke out here. But anyway, back to this Costas. So obviously we missed what happened there, but Heitry's back into fourth. Costas is into fifth. And now we have Vandergeest that's over that sixth spot. And Taylor trying to maintain in seventh after he had his off. This battle between Heitry and Contasaurus continues. It's the battle of about 3 laps ago. And the Scobler just back about 3 seconds back at Taylor. There's Vandergeest. So pretty tight here. Meanwhile, see what's going to happen. So it looks like Televitier, I was just going to say, excuse me, Televitier comfortably in third. Let's find him. He's just having a race. He has nice clear sailing ahead of him, and he's just cruising around, putting hot laps in. You can see the leaders right in front of him there, so he's keeping in touch with those guys. And at the same time, putting in some really hot laps as we get back to this battle here for fifth place. Fourth and fifth right there. Heitry doing the best he can to make that car as wide as possible. To head into the Coca-Cola lefty here. He gets a nice good run there. Acosta seems to get him on that outside, like he's got a little bit more grip, and he just goes flying by him there in that 100R. A big, huge lefty. Let's go down into the hairpin, and Contasaurus now in fourth with Heitry. Does he have anything for him? Oh, Heitry's having it off. Oh, he got a little bit too anxious there. That's going to cost him. He's going to give up the spot to Vandergeest. So you saw it right there. He's a little bit late on the brakes, like he was going to try and just outmaneuver, but then he out-braked himself. So that was unfortunate. Let's take a look down in the back here where they got the corn-fed Randy Merrick, currently in 14th. Things keeping it real down here with Caitlin Penny ahead of this group in 12th. So we got a little bit of racing going on here back. There is Caitlin and Phil Brown and Barrett surviving back there with him. And then let's get back to the pointy end. And there's Westy's got himself a little bit more of a gap now, 1.2. And let's see if Gutierrez is like, can close up at all. Dalvitier, like I said, who is running those ripping laps and does have the fastest lap of the race, a 27.6 currently in third place, closing in on these guys. Here's Vandergeest, they're just behind these guys. Vandergeest is going to come up on Catanzares. Catanzarasis? I don't know how to pronounce the golf test, I'm really sorry. But you're doing a hell of a job, and that's some great racing out there. But here's Ericsson and Phil Brown duking it out. Ericsson in that Mazda. Mazda versus Mazda down here in the tail end. Are the leaders coming through? Nope, they're still a ways ahead. So not quite lap time yet. No lappers yet. There is your leader heading into turn one. There's 1, 2, and 3 right there, evenly spaced. You can see in the foreground back there. Here comes the battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th. These guys are pretty tight. There's Hightree in the green. Back in his 6th position, so he's been ping-ponging from 4th to 6th, 4th to 6th. But now Vandergeest, if he has anything for Catanzares. Into Coca-Cola. And into the 100R is what they call this. I wonder if it's a 100-degree radius. It's like a little bit more than that. Nicely done. So let's get an update on Shepard after the penalty. It's currently in 9th, so she has made her way back into the points. A brilliant drive as to this point, as we're closing in 10 on the first 20 minutes of this race, divided into 3 sections, the 30-minute sectors, or stints, I should say. And here's the tail end. We got the battle going on back here. This is 12th, 15th, 14th, and 15th. They're all within a couple seconds of each other. See Caitlin Penny in that number 7. Barrett Erickson in the number 15 Mazda, and then we got Jacob Smythe right there with him. Smythe giving Erickson a look. That Merrick Plumbing. Dauber. Nice skins these guys have, love it. So now Shepard's trying to move up. Shepard's taking it another spot. He's up on the Dutch-Cobbler. So looking to the inside, keeping it real. Let's see if it's got anything for him. Coming up to the Coca-Cola King here. The little lefty. Oh yes, going to get around, and that was a mistake. Cobbler, can he maintain? Of course, this big right-hander is going to help him. But it looks like Manny has to give way, so, but it's going to be set up for the inside here. It's going to be able to make the pass right there through the hairpin, and nicely done. Shepard moves himself up into 8th. Next on the list will be Robin Taylor. Got to give her a few laps to catch up, but meanwhile, Johnny Gutierrez once again has got onto the tail of Westy. But I'm telling you, if he could get in the draft and stay with it, maybe Westy won't run away. But I mean, you can tell, look at this. He's getting away. There's no Formula One rule, so you are allowed more than one move. Oh, look at this. Johnny's going to the inside. But Westy's just got that horsepower. Oh, excuse me. Not Porsche. It's Porsche versus Porsche. Gutierrez looking with the, there's he got the downforce. He's going to pay off for him, and he's looking like he's taking a peek. He's currently got the lead, but will Westy return it on this? And the inside, oh, there's more contact, and Westy gets side swipe. Oh my goodness, the same thing happened with Taylor. Just that slight contact, holy smokes, but that does keep him on the podium, but that puts Gutierrez out in front. Whoa. And Ben, or Talavite, I'm sorry, in second place, giving that business to Gutierrez if he can catch up to him. Holy smokes. So that's how the lead changed here with just over 60 minutes to go, 68 minutes remaining. Another just incidental contact. I mean, there was no dive bombing or anything there. It's just two people trying to hit one apex. This is what happens. So meanwhile, some close racing back here at the tail end. Here we are. Let's check this out. There is Ericsson in that monster trying to get around Smythe. And then Brown right on his heels as the two monsters try to give that stopper some business. I think got the Porsche in front of him. So this is good racing going on here at the not so pointy end. Good stuff. Oh, a little bit of crop dusting. Ericsson taking it through this section. This is such a tricky section. Oh, goes wide. Penny goes wide. Ericsson tries to take advantage, but Penny covers nicely as they head into Panasonic. This is where things can happen. It looks like Barrett's might have a shot here. Kind of runs away in the straight, so she might not have as much downforce as Ericsson. So that could be the case. But Ericsson's getting look what's going on right behind him. Phil Brown trying to look to the inside, and does get to the inside. As Ericsson goes a little bit wide and allows Phil Brown to get through. Nicely done there. Meanwhile, Shepard has caught Taylor. Only took a lap. And now she's looking for a way around. So this just shows you the blistering pace that Maddie has in that Porsche. Holy smokes. Going for it. Where's the one I want? Nope, not going to get it. There we go. Okay, so Shepard moves up another position into 7th. Oh my goodness, she's making a run. After that penalty, keep it together. She's got a little scrub in there. She got a little side swipe in action there. As they're doing a little drifting into that third one. Meanwhile, Brown and Ericsson, Penny, all back here, mixing it up. So Barrett's not done here with Mr. Brown. I think Ericsson has something to say to Mr. Brown here after that. And we got Jacob Smythe right in the back and Philip Filcher bringing up the tail end of this race. Very nicely done. It's just screaming monster. Ericsson's got to run. He's going to the inside. Can he make it work? Hard on the brake. It looks like he's going to pull it off. Yes, indeed. Same maneuver that just got done to him. He replays the favor. And Brown goes to the outside, keeping on the throttle. Oh, man. Gets around. So gain position. All right. So, meanwhile, up at the top, Talavite and Gutierrez. So, this is good stuff. Talavite, who cruised around in 3rd forever, just putting in lap after lap, and still has the fastest lap of this race, that 27.6, and still the fastest lap. But Westy is on the wrong, I guess the kind of not so fun end of that contact. Currently in 3rd, and if his tires are in any shape with his pace, he should be able to close this gap. It's about 8.5 seconds right now. So let's keep an eye on that and see if it closes up as the race moves on. And then we got battle for 5th place or 4th place. So I'm sorry about Mr. Van de Geest. Currently in 4th, and you can see 5th and 6th, Shepard and Hightree. So let's get back here because Shepard is now caught Hightree. She's about ready to get herself back up into the top 6 anyway. But if Pine Tree has anything to say about it, it's going to be some hard work. But it's the pace of Shepard. And there goes High Tree off in that spot. Lost. And does High Tree lose too? Is Taylor going to get him too? Nope. Taylor's still a little bit too far behind. But not too far behind. So Shepard now into 6th place. Keeps it real. And there's the battle for the lead here at Talvitier. You see who's got the downforce into that section 3, 4, and 5 there. That big right-hander. Where the extra downforce is going to pay dividends for you. Keeping it within a second. Let's close this up. All right, we're just about 1/3 way through this race. Meanwhile, just behind these guys, there's Vandergeest defending from Catasaurus, and Shepard is going to be catching him soon. You can see Shepard in the background there. So here is Vandergeest and Catasaurus. Big Rapids. Closing in on him. That Mazda power. Mazda versus Mazda as the sun is going down. All right, just drag racing down the straight. Meanwhile, Phil Brown. So something happened to Ericsson. Ericsson got his back behind these guys again and battling with Pilcher. So there is Ericsson and Pilcher. And here comes, I believe, who is that right behind him is the leader. So here you go. So Caitlin Penny must have had an off in that battle. The first car to get a lap down from the leader. As you see the leaders coming through now. Gutierrez, and here is Talvitier. And that is Caitlin Penny in the background there. That white Porsche going down the lap. So 1 hour in, half hour in. Oh, and there is Phil Pilcher going off, so the leaders are getting around here. So the second car to get lapped is now Pilcher. And then Ericsson and Smythe are having a fight up here ahead. So this could get messy. And Smythe holding off Ericsson. And here come the leaders. And of course, just in front of them is Merrick and Brown are just in front of Smythe and Ericsson. So some leaders are flashing their lights. Here they come. Second, Talvitier is just all over Gutierrez as the traffic is helping slow these guys down and tighten it up. Let's hope everybody gets through clean. Well, let's go. Gap under half a second. That's 0.3. They go off into this 10, 11, and 12 section. All these left-right kinks, just so technical in here. And off camera too. That first turn right there is one of my favorites. I love it. Oh, that is not going to be good for Talvitier. See what I told you? That is such a tough little section right there. If you just get off, because it's so off camera, if you just miss it a little bit, the inertia, the rear end, it's just going to come around, and you just saw a perfect example of it right there with Tony. Just losing it. So he's going to have to gather himself, get a few laps under his belt, which he was very good at getting his pace under control when he was in solo third. So it'll just be a matter of time and he'll catch back up. And the traffic is not going to help because now the lappers got back around him. You can see here is Phil Brown. And Pilcher right there with Tony right behind Pilcher now. There is Tony. So Westy still some 8 seconds back. So Westy's not really closing the gap, but you would think some of this traffic might help the third place Westy, who's led most of the lap of this race to this point, to get himself back up there, but he's still got that 8.5 second gap. So it could be a pit stop situation as we have a battle here for 5th place. The 5th place Flores putting a little pressure on Vandergeest, currently in 4th. Sun is going down. It's beautiful. Mount Fuji, that is right there. You see it just over the grandstand. I don't know if any of you have tried the LMU Studio 3i7's latest R Factor version. Got a lot of the same architecture, but it's a completely different game. But their Fuji is really beautiful. You got to check that out if you haven't. All right, these guys are settling in, but we do have a battle here for 12th and 13th. It's Merrick and Brown. Brown has caught up to Randy in that corn-fed machine. Applying a little bit of pressure. And the Shepherd has gotten around and is now in 5th place. Gotten around Cavazora. So as we watch Maddie make her way through the field after surviving that unfortunate happy foot dance she did there at the start, jumping the start. Served her penalty and is now back in the top 5. What a great run by Shepherd. Showing her abilities here. That is something to do, recover from that. The Verstappen, that maneuver. Very nice. Here is the lead. So Gutierrez gets around for the lap cars here. Oh, now what's going on there with American? Holy smokes. Was that Brown? That was Phil Brown getting a little feisty there with Merrick. Merrick's about to get that Stalvide around him here. Stalvide is looking for a way. His 2nd place car. So blue flags abound for Merrick, and he's going to let him through right here. There he goes. You would think he's still battling. Don't want to stop the leader here. There he goes. All right, nicely done. Meanwhile, Candasaurus just a little bit farther back. Oh, we got that yellow in sector 3. Where we were just in sector 3. Is it anybody I see? Vandergeest. Got a mirror full of Costas there. These guys are really duking it out. Really some tight racing here. The whole first hour, half hour has been really good stuff. A couple of, hard feelings, maybe a little bit of door banging going on and a couple spins here and there, but no intentional nightmare. Who was that? Is that Caitlin? That was off? Somebody was off there. You saw it. I missed it. But as to be expected, as the leaders are getting through the lappers. Now he's coming up on Smythe. There's Gutierrez in 1st. And there's Smythe 12th. 2nd place, Davide right on him. Gotta go let these guys get through. You don't want to give up pace because you're being chased, but there's plenty of room here for Smythe. Smythe gets on through. Meanwhile, Phil Brown pretty feisty in this race. Brown and Merrick have got some unfinished business to handle here. They are got sight on Merrick here. Brown. Oh, hello. I thought we were going to have an official 4th and 10 with a punt. Merrick's shouldering for the inside. Brown trying to get around. Let's see what happens down the straight here. Oh, it's a drag race, and it looks like he's done it. Does Randy have anything for him? Merrick pulls away, gets that nice gap on the straight. They're getting close. Oh, a little bit of off, a little bit of in and out, over under. Oh, hold on to it, Randy. Hold on. These guys are a mess right now. Come on, you guys. Everybody just calm down. Woo. There's some hard racing going on here. Good stuff. All right, let's check in on Shepard, who's now bolstered herself out past Costeras, Captain Horace, I mean, and put herself into 4th. Look at this. Holy smokes. How far ahead? So she's got quite the gap to get to the podium, though. It's like 18 seconds to the leader. Let's see what it is to the next. So she's got 9 seconds to Wesley, 2 seconds Wesley to Talvitier, or I'm sorry, Talvitier to Gutierrez, 2-second lead, and then 6 seconds from 3rd. So Wesley has made up a few of those seconds, and it's closed that gap. Well, I guess it's still an 8-second gap to the lead and 6-second gap to 2nd. So Wesley kind of just maintaining after the off, as you can see. Get through the lappers there. There's the gap back to Wesley. Oh, the current gaps are to the car in front. Meanwhile, these guys back down in here. This is 14th and 15th. Merrick and Brown. These guys are on a mission, man. Where is High Tree? High Tree fiddled around and he was up as high as 4th, and he's now currently in 10th. Did he do a pit stop? See if this pumper will show up. Yeah, High Tree has finished. So that explains. So really good, kind of an undercut to the entire field there. Maybe I told you he was smoking those tires, so perhaps that was the issue. And now he's out, still in the points after a pit stop, which is good. See, look at that. I'm telling you, that left rear getting a lot of abuse there. And then we got an Erickson and Brown battle. So I'm telling you, these back markers are really fighting for it today. This is awesome. Erickson looking for he's going to go to the over-under. He's going to the inside. Putting the move. We got traffic in front. And he stays to the inside. It's going to give him a little bit of a jump there. So Erickson takes over 14th. But he's also got one of the leaders that he let in front of him there, I guess. All right. So there's that going on. And meanwhile, Talvitier has caught up here to Gutierrez. I'm trying to see who's the lapper is behind him there. Oh, for 1 second. It's not going to show me. But is it Erickson in the gang? Nope, they're down here battling. So where is Freddie Hell? We haven't seen him for a while. He's just in solo 9. He's got about 5 seconds on High Tree. We can see right there. So Uh-oh, Vandergeest is out. What happened to Vandergeest? And so is Brown. We just missed it. Oh, Vandergeest was having such a great run. Oh, I miss all the crashes. Trying to keep up with the action, and then I missed that. That's a bummer, but we got him over position here. Okay, we got some of the guys coming in. Nope, it was a fake pit stop, but we do have a car going into the pits. Oh, that is most unfortunate. So Catasaurus is pitting. So he pitted from 5th. Matty's in 4th. Delvitier is on Gutierrez now as the lights are coming on as the sun is going down. So Catasaurus in the pits up. Vandergeest out. Brown out. I hate to see these guys dropping out. It's such awesome racing here. Crazy business. See, the shadows are coming into play now. Guys in recovery mode. That tells me the tires are getting a little greasy, so I'm sure these guys are coming in for tires on their stops. Meanwhile, Ericsson and Merrick. Ericsson got around Merrick, so here is the battle for 12th and 13th. Randy doing what he can as the sun goes down. Kicks it a little wide. So that's telling me his tires are wearing out too. So these guys are in. Oh, keep together, Randy. There you go. He's doing a little crop dust into the cornfield. Nicely done. Saved it. Shepherd's by herself on 4th. Televitier, the race leaders. Televitier is in striking distance. And there's a new fastest lap, believe it or not. Mr. Hightree has the current fastest lap at 27.5. So really good on him coming out with fresh tires. He's now up into 7th after the 2 pit stops in the DNF. So the Brown DNF didn't affect him, but the Vandergeest and the pit stop has moved Hightree up 2 spots. It's moved Taylor up a couple spots and that Cavallera a couple spots. Shepherd's currently in 4th, only after the stop and go on lap 1. So probably just as much tire wear as the leaders, I would assume. I think Gutierrez and Hightree are sharing the same setup, give or take a little bit of downforce, so they are teammates. I think Hightree wore those tires out first to pit in the race, so let's see. Should have any other takers. Taylor's now in the pit. So we got another one. And the gap to Westy. Currently 10 seconds now. So Westy's had a little bit of trouble there as Televitier and Gutierrez are fighting for the lead here. 2 veteran high caliber drivers here racing for the lead of this race. As we are about halfway, 45 minutes, we are halfway. Shepherd there, some 7 seconds off of Westy, who's some 12 seconds off of Televitier, which puts him 13 or so off the lead. So Nick Westy probably still a little bit sore about that unfortunate door-to-door contact that put him out of the lead of this race. But these things happen as, okay, Televitier is pitting. So Televitier into the pit. Not going to take any chances. Oh, we got a car spun in the pits. It looked like one of the MRG cars. Was it Smythe? No. Was it Costas? No. Okay, there's your pit lane. It's a busy place now, so that tells me the tires were not. And here is Shepherd indeed pitting as well. So leaders are pitting. Gutierrez stays out. So Calvite going for the undercut on the tires, perhaps. Gutierrez just got to put in some blistering laps here. And he's got some lap cars in front of him. Or Costas in 13th. So the leader about to lap 13th position. This race could be finishing in the dark here, the way the sun is going now. It's beautiful. So High Tree pitting. Shepard still in the pits. Wow, these are long pit stops. Westy, the second place, but well off. The third place, Cascabler, after a pit stop, some 32 seconds off. Now, is he back out? Yes, he's back out. So there is Mataj. He's getting that fresh rubber, getting it all heated up there. A little side slip in there. A little bit of drift action. So High Tree, who already pitted, has pitted again. So I don't know what the story is there, because he pitted once already. Maybe it was for something else. But only 2 cars out of the race, Vandergeest and Brown. Most unfortunate. Get a look at the individuals here. The Westy now taking lead as Gutierrez takes care of his pit stop. High Tree still in the pits. Erickson, Shepard comes out in 8th. Down a lap after being passed in the pits, but that will come out when once West, these other guys get their pit stops in. Let's see if the software is going to be up to date here. So we got, see, Westy no stops yet, but there is your pit stop. Bunch in the pits. Pilcher hasn't pitted yet, but it looks like everybody else, with the exception of Pilcher and Westy, are either in the pits or have pitted. There is your update on that. And now Gutierrez is back out. Let's see where he is. Yeah. Showing a lap down to Westy. All these guys are fighting now. Here's Salvitier. Closing in on Taylor. So fresh rubber for the evening run here. We're down to 40 minutes to go. Well, Smythe, okay, he's pitted. Costas is back out. In 7th. Freddie Hell in 13th. So I'm curious to see where is Salvitier in regards to Gutierrez after the pit stop, because Westy back at the lead of this race for now, which he held for the first at least 25 to 30 minutes of this race. He's well out front. He has not pitted. Here is Pilcher and Taylor. So Taylor looking to go around Pilcher, but Pilcher's got having it. To the inside and headed to turn 1. It's going to be who can outbrake who. And right behind them, as Taylor squeaks ahead. But there's Talvitie right there. So 4th place Talvitie gets around Pilcher. Oh, and there goes Pilcher off into the wilderness. That's telling me he's got to come in and get some tires. Some good defense. Robin staying to the inside. But now Talvitie is going to be on the inside. She does take the over-under and gets the scissor away as the hit into that tricky 10, 11, 12. Taylor have anything for the speedy Talvitie? Meanwhile, Jason White, we haven't talked to him in a while. He was battling out with Freddie Hill for 12th and 13th. There's Freddie Hill in that beautifully colored MRG car. He's gotten around Jason. Meanwhile, let's check on Patty Shepard. Shepard in 5th with Pilcher just behind her. Okay, back to Whited and Freddie. As the sun is going down, as the sun rays set at the base of Mount Fuji here at round 4. This has been one heck of a race so far. The lights are on. So Westy has yet the pit stop, and neither has Pilcher. So interesting scenario here. Westy's doing really well on the original tires. So it just shows he's like the tire whisperer. And Gutierrez is still going to be that pit stop behind. But I think once he does, he's trying to probably make up as much time as he can. After getting knocked down, he was back in that 3rd position. 18 seconds, I believe, was the gap. Pretty close to that at one point in time. Governor fastest lap, and it's Maddie Shepard. She's just put in a blistering 126.5 in her pursuit of the podium. Currently in 5th, so 2 seconds behind Taylor's in 4th. See Taylor there going through. Taylor's got some lap cars in front of him. See Talvitie some 3 seconds ahead of Taylor. And Westy still staying out. Look at this. Done an amazing job with his tires. So back here, Freddie Hill and Barrett Erickson just in front of him there. So Barrett's got himself in 11th. He's just a position away from a point. If Mr. Erickson can get himself a championship point today, that'd be nice. Touch base with Mr. Hightree, currently in 8th. Once at one point in time as high as 4th. So here is Taylor. Shepard under 2 seconds. 1.1 enters the rears. Closing in on that. Oh, Taylor with a little bit of a mistake there, allowing Shepard to close in. To the outside on that big, huge right-hander. Turn 4 or 5 section. and now into the hairpin 6 and 7. But out for turn 8. And Shepard's got the nose, but Taylor's got the inside. But Shepard makes it work. Shepard now into 4th. But it's almost like these guys are a pit stop behind. 23 seconds. Okay, 5 seconds to Talvite, so that makes more sense. It's Westy who's not pitted, and here he is. Westy's finally pitted. So here comes Gutierrez now. Making this up. See the times tipping down. The hairpin. This should put Gutierrez back up on top. Unless Westy's got some miraculous pit crew. High speed. Here comes Gutierrez. All right, he's into 10, 11, and 12. You see the times coming down. Oh, we got a yellow in sector 2. Okay, he's made it to the main straight. Westy's still in the pit. So Gutierrez is going to take back the lead of this race. And there he goes. And there comes Westy now. So Gutierrez out, Westy out. So Westy did manage to close that gap. Look at that. Nicely done. The pit stop staying out while everybody else pitted. Now he has fresher tires. And he's going to get around him. And he does take the lead back. Excuse me. Original race leader with a brilliant strategy has got himself back in the lead of this race with 30 minutes remaining on fresh set of tires. So that was a heck of a strategic move by Mr. Westy. And it could spell the outcome of this race as Gutierrez. It's got some older, I don't know, they're 6, 7, 8, 9 laps older tires at least. As you can see, he's kind of running away from him. And Talvite back where is the gap? So that's Caitlin Penny in 15th. It's in between the Talvite. Gap to next, gap to the leader. So there's your gaps to the leader. Here's your gaps to the next. So you can see third place is holy smokes, some 20 seconds back. So that's almost like a pit stop. Pit stops are longer than that, so something happened there to create that huge gap. But Nick Westy is now back in the lead of this race with a brilliant pit stop maneuver. Gutierrez has fallen back. The gap is now 3.5. I wonder if Westy can put the softs on. I wonder if it'll tell us. Let's see what happens here. Nope, it's not on the softs, but Talvite is on softs. Wow. Okay, it's coming down a little bit to second place. Talvite's out at the 19 seconds now. So everybody's pretty spread out at this point in time. So we got, here is Pilcher currently in 15th. And then we got Caitlin Penny right there in 14th. Merrick, 13th. Getting passed by, that looks like, that Maddie. No, that was our leader, Westy. So Merrick's getting lapped. But he's currently in 13th, just a few points away, or spots away from the pay position. Erickson's here in 12th. Whited in 11th. And then here is Freddie Hell in that final points paying position, 10th spot with 28 minutes to go. So if he can hang on and get another championship point. Then we got mine in 9th. Get himself a couple of points if he can maintain as the sun has gone down. High Tree in 8th. Nobody challenging anybody at this particular point in time with under 30 minutes left. The closest battle we have is going to be Shepard and Taylor, I believe, on a 2-second gap. There's Mount Fuji. Oh, we've got an off in front. Is she going to get around him? Taylor. Excuse me. Had a little bit of trouble there, and that gap is now turned into less than a second. So we are racing for position here. This is the 4th place position here held by Taylor at the moment. And look at that gap grow up at 1st and 2nd. It's now up to almost 6 seconds, 5.7. Good stuff here. We also got these guys going down the straight. Let's see what we got. Got anything for him? Look at the straight line speed of Shepard. It's definitely greater than Taylor's. And she's going to easily get the spot with enough of a drag strip left to fight on the inside. All depends on the turn in here. Yeah, and Shepard gets another spot. So now she's just one position away from the podium after that initial drive-through. Meanwhile, back in the pack, we got a battle here between Merrick and Penny. Penny closing in on Merrick. Also got High Tree, the lap car ahead, about to go through. So they're getting the blue flag from High Tree as they're battling out. So Merrick, who's got a reputation as not being the easiest person to pass, does take it a little bit wide. So it's a drag race for Penny and Merrick down the straight. The High Tree is sitting in the back. Penny's got to run. Going to the inside, and then High Tree going to the outside. It's like, hey guys, you're going to have to let me get through here if I can. Don't wreck out the leader. Oh, High Tree gets forced wide. These guys have a little bit of contact. Penny and Merrick rubbing noses there. Got a little Eskimo kiss. And High Tree's like, hey, let me through, guys. Woo! Good stuff right here. Here is the view from High Tree. As you see these guys battling in front of them. That's 13th and 14th positions right in front of them. Penny gets a little bit of a gap there on him. Oh, and Penny has a little bit of trouble coming out there. That might help him, Merrick, be able to close that gap back up a little bit. It's still under 2 seconds, so let's see what happens down the straight. Let's check out some speed action here. Let's see what these guys are doing down the straight. Westy Look at this. Westy's got a 9-second gap now. So justice prevails for Nick Westy. Just hung in there after the early battles where he got, you know, just sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. So he got beat up a little bit there, but has regained the lead and is on a mission with the last 23 minutes of this race to finish. I want to get an idea of Westy's top speed here. Of course, this is in miles per hour, so you won't see the kilometers, but nonetheless, it'll be a good number. So here we go. He's down the drag strip, 3rd gear, 4th gear, 5th gear. 189, 190. As he gets to the line, just at 200 and having to go hard on the brakes. So 200 miles an hour, not bad, not bad. Gutierrez, 199, 201, 202, 204. Look at that, Gutierrez. A little bit more speed down the straight on that particular lap, but still losing out lap after lap. That 10-second gap now. Westy navigating himself quite well throughout this Fuji circuit. Here's Pilcher. Then Merrick in 14th. Caitlin Penny in 13th. Guys are all, you can see the gaps there, so they're pretty spread out at this point in time. Erickson sitting comfortably in 12th. Needs a couple positions for the point. Got that 10-second gap to make up. And here is Whited. Also got a 10-second gap to his next pain position. Here is Freddie Howell. Currently in the last points pain position, 10th spot. So if he can hang on for 20 minutes and get himself a championship point, it'll be good for the team. MRG. As well as Smythe. So they can pick up a couple of points here. And I believe Costas is also MRG, right? So Hytream, FKR, currently in 8th. There is Matei, currently in 7th. And here is Costas. He's also an MRG driver up there in 6th. So these guys stand to gain some points today. Their finishes, if they think stays in the order that it's in. So very good. All right, no real battle going on except down the tail end here. We got Pilcher and Merrick. So Pilcher has caught Randy again. Merrick having tire issues, perhaps. Seem to have slowed down a little bit here, but it looks as though Pilcher might also have some tire wear. He's having a little bit of a hard time some of these turns. There's a lot of turns here at Fuji, and they're not easy. So these guys are the closest two competitors right now, within 2 seconds of each other. Everybody else has got those gaps, as you can see. As we hit the 20-minute mark, round 4. Quite the eventful first 2/3 here, but this last third, the guys have settled in after the pit stops, and Knight has fallen, and they pretty much go through the paces to keep themselves where they are. The only one within a shot to move ahead here is Pilcher. He's got close enough to Merrick to perhaps gain a position. So we will check back with that. meanwhile, here is Westy. The gap is now 12 seconds on Gutierrez. Oh, somebody's gone off behind him. Who was that had gone off behind him? Was it not? Who was that? I thought it was a lightly colored car. Yeah, and so now the gap is 8 seconds, see? So I think that was Filcher that went off. Or was it Merrick? It must have been Merrick because he's off again. So Merrick's struggling. Could it be the tires? Could he have damage? We just don't know. But he is having trouble keeping that thing on the track. And he is definitely, looks like he's in pit lane anyway, so is he going in or is he staying out? He's staying out. Is that Shepard going by? Oh, it's Taylor going by, 5th place. So he was just making room. Okay, meanwhile, here we got a battle now. Penny, Barrett, and Whited. Fighting for position. So here we go. Oh my goodness. There you go. Jason gives way, and Ericsson up there in 11th now. He's 1 spot away. So maybe that was Whited? No, it had the off. Somebody had it off. So 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th have tightened up a little bit. Here's Freddie Hell just ahead of these guys. But here is Ericsson. Getting pressure from Penny. Penny on the Porsche, looks to the inside. Eric, stay on the outside. Looks like Caitlin's got it. He's going to take that spot away from Ericsson. 1 spot away from the points, and now finds himself 2 spots away from the points. But it's not over yet. Jason Whited right behind him. So there's Whited also coming in to give Ericsson a little bit of the business. And then coming up behind them is the 3rd place car of Tony Talvitier. Trying to get through all this mess. These guys are fighting. Ericsson on the outside. So Whited gets around Ericsson as well, so now he's 3 spots away. So just up 1 spot is Freddie Hell and Jacob Smythe, 2 teammates here at 9th and 10th. So trying to hang on to those points for MRG, but they're also racing each other. No rules here at MRG. It's take it if you got it. If you can get it, grab it. Smythe. Get around. Who's who? So Smythe. Freddie Hill gets the spot. But we got a leader coming through. So that is Matej Deskavler getting through the 7th place car. So Deskavler gets through the lap cars, and they're still battling out there. Freddie and Jacob are not done with this fight. Then a second down the ship. Oh, another yellow in sector 2. Oh my gosh, who could it be? Look like it was just a quick one. Is he able to close? Yellow in sector 3, which is just behind these guys. Mike. Get flash of there. Is that the 8th? What's this? Get through now. That's the leader. Hello. Nick Westy. Making his way through. That's Reddy out in front having a little bit of trouble. Smythe has allowed the leader through. And now he's got to get through Freddie. Which he does. So now back to this battle. As the leader is free to move forward with 13 minutes to go. It's winding down into the darkness. So where is Costas in all this mess? I think he's just ahead of these guys. High Tree hanging on to 8th place. So he's got a ways to go to gain a spot. Something's going to have to happen, but I think we got lap cars behind him. Is that the Freddie Hill battle right behind him? Nope. Mike and Hell still the closest competitors at this point in time. Within 2 seconds of each other. Penny some 20 seconds back at least. As darkness has definitely taken over here. Red glow of those brakes. Oh, keep it on track. So cold track, old tires, combo. All right, so that has spread that gap out a little bit more. So let's take a look from the top here. There is your leader, Westy, heading down the straight. Coming up with 11.5 minutes to go. The gap now 18 seconds to Gutierrez. And here is Gutierrez as he now heads down straight. And then Telvitier should be coming down the straight as well, some 9 seconds back. And then we got Maddie Shepard in a strong 4th position. After that first jump to start penalty, had to do a drive-through. Looked like it was a stop and go actually. So meanwhile, Talvitier getting through some traffic there. Curious as to who that was. Okay, it was Penny. That's what I thought. It was the Porsche. All right, then Mr. Taylor finds himself in a solid 5th position. See the gap back to Catch-Flores is almost 20 seconds. Here's Catch-Flores. So the first of the MRG guys in the points, 6th position. We hit the 10-minute mark. There is Pascabler, not too far back. So this is a potential fight here with 10 minutes to go. He's got 5-second gap to make up, gain a spot. I'm trying to see if we can see him ahead there. If you can see him. Sometimes if you can see him, you can catch him, but yeah, he's well behind. But the gap is only about 5 seconds, so Catch-Flores is going to have to keep a mindset that Matej is back there. And then here's Mr. High Tree, 8th place. You can tell these guys are starting to struggle with the grip levels here as night has fallen. So High Tree, some 40 seconds off the next position. And then we have Freddie Hell and Smite, which are duking it out still for a spot. This is the 1 point or 2 point battle right here with 10th and 9th. Merrick has pitted. So Randy, as we saw him struggling a little bit, I think he had to just get in there to get some more grip before he wrecked himself. Or he did have some damage from wrecking himself. So you can tell that these guys are starting to struggle with the grip. But this is currently in the race for position. The only guys that are within a couple seconds of each other are these two MRG teammates. Matty Shepard holding that fastest lap still, 126.5, under 8 minutes to go. So here it is, an attempt. Are we going to have a Mike going to go for it here? Like Freddie kind of runs away from him down the straight. He either got a better exit or he has less downforce. But they're also letting the leaders through, so that's got to be Johnny. Yeah, second place car. So wisely letting him through for this lap, live to fight another battle. They got 5 minutes left, it's about 3 laps to go. Maybe 4, depending on where the leader crosses. But in the darkness, they race on and on and on. So can he close that gap back down before Gutierrez hasn't even gotten around Freddie yet? So get it around, that might allow Smythe to catch back up to Freddie, because he did have it. They were in bumper to bumper there. Meanwhile, look at this battle. Costas is under pressure from Miteshi. He hadn't caught up. He closed that 7-8 second gap, and now he is right there the last couple minutes of this race, up in a points-paying position here. The mid-packers are fighting here for those extra points. We got High Tree right in the middle of them in 8th. He's pretty protected there. But yeah, Costas and the Scholar. There is the gap to 6th place. Got more laps of traffic ahead here. Merrick still in the pit. The leaders get through here. No, this is the battle. So they're coming up on Pilcher, so this is it. Down the straight here, 4 minutes left. There's only a couple laps of race left. He's staying right with him. He's actually pitting. Wow. So Costas pulls it in. The MRG with only 408, he must have been low on fuel. Is this going to take him out of the point? High Tree, depends on the time. He might be able to gain another spot. Let's keep an eye on Mark here. Where is he at? He's got to be getting close to the main straight. Here he comes. Get it going, Mark. You're going to gain a spot. You could get 7th away from Costas. Yep, Costas is still in the pits, and here comes High Tree picking up another position. There he goes into 7th position, so well done there with about 2 laps left here. What about Freddie? Is Freddie going to get a spot too? He's coming up around that section here. He's not quite there yet. Canosaurus better get himself out, or he's going to get himself out of the points here. Here he comes. All right. So there's 4th and 12th, 8th. So this is a big mess right here. Be careful, everybody. That's Whited staying clear of the cars ahead of him. Nice job, Jason. Currently in 12th back there. He's got Costas gets out. Smythe. Freddie Hell. So Smythe, 10th place. Freddie Hell in 9th. That puts Penny in 11th. And there's the gap there. It's just about 2 seconds again. So it seems Mike's got any last lap efforts here. The clock is winding down to the 2-minute mark. Where is Mr. Westy on this lap? Gonna check for Westy. There he is. There's your leader. He's got 17 seconds on Gutierrez now. Okay, he's in sector 3. So he's gonna cross the line. But these lap times in the mid-20s, high 20s, 120s. I see if he's going to have another lap. Looks like this is going to be 1 lap to go after this. Because Rivera's 133. I don't think he's going to hit the line before that 127-ish. So here he comes down the straight. So yeah, this will be the start of the last lap of this race. Round 4 has been quite a battle. And we still have a battle here as Escobar. So here it is, start of the last lap. Race on the last chance to dance here. Can he close the gap for that? Gaining that 2nd point there. Smythe is currently in that last spot for the last single point, battling for the 1 point difference. See if he can do has anything for Freddie in the squiggly section here. If he's got a little more downforce, perhaps. But the way it's shaping up, we are on the last lap. Here is your leader with Westy's going through some lap traffic, making his way through. Smythe has got that gap. It's still hanging it in at 1.2. And here comes your leader. This is going to be it. He's coming to take the checker for round 4. And Fuji, there is your race winner right there, Mr. Nick Westy. What a great comeback after being pushed off. A little bit of a race incident mid-pack. Led the first half, and he led, most importantly, the last third of this race and the last lap. Very well done, Mr. Westy. Good job. And here comes Gutierrez. He's going to take 2nd place. Nicely done for Flying Crowbar Racing. Get 2nd place finished. Going to help him out in the points. Nicely done, Mr. Gutierrez. Very good. And then here comes Tony Talvitier taking 3rd in the Mazda. Great run by Tony. And we got to give it up to Maddie Shepard. She might be driver of the day, making that comeback from that jump to start penalty finds herself in 4th place. What a great run by Maddie. Brilliant comeback there. Had to fight her way all the way through. Dead last place after 1 lap. Making it back to 4th place. Just missing the podium by some 10 or 20, 10 or 15 seconds or so. Or maybe a little few more. But nicely done. And then Taylor, Robert Taylor, great run by him today. Coming in 6th, or 5th, I'm sorry. He's going to cross the line in 5th place. Well done. Well done. Yeah, it's nice. And then not too far back here, Smitash going to make his way through that tricky 14, 15, 16 section. So you can see these guys are quite the ways back. There's quite a gap that the lead has put on these guys. What a race today. Wow. These guys really, really stretched it out in the end. Really good stuff. And then High Tree has crossed already because he was a lap down. Costas celebrating out here. Get through. Wow. Great run. Freddie Help is going to finish 9th. Smythe in 10th. So good points for MRG today. They had, looks like, Costas, Hell, and Smith all 8th, 9th, and 10th. 3 cars in the points. The Merrick just out in 15 on the DNF, who had that little bit of trouble in the last 15 minutes or so. They just had to park it. But what a race today by Westy, Gutierrez, Salvite, Shepard. Brilliantly done. Let's see if I can find the session results for the race. Here they are. And there is your winner, Nick Westy. Second, Johnny Gutierrez, Tony Talvite coming in 3rd. 61 laps for the top 5 cars. And then there's Mataj, first car a lap down, finishing 6th. And High Tree, 7th. Carnosaurus, 8th. Freddie Hell, 9th. Jacob Smith in 10th. And here, where's your next page? Come on now. There it is. Caitlin Penny in 11th, just missing out on the points. Jason Whited and Barrett Erickson a further lap down, but Caitlin Penny and them just 2 laps down. Barrett Erickson a 3 laps down to 13th, 58 laps, and Barrett Pilcher, and then the DNFs Merrick, Vanderkees, and Mr. Brown. So, wow, what a great run today, guys. That was really a good race. I really enjoyed that today. Round 4 at Fuji Speedway. What an epic event. Let's see what's next on the calendar. Let's look it up. We're going to Spa Francorchamps. So in 2 weeks on Sunday, August 18th, we will be at Epic Spa. Do not miss that one. I hope you guys all tune in. I hope you had a great time watching it. I know I had fun broadcasting, so I hope to see you guys on the next one, and adios for now.